Hi Elena, how are you doing this morning?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very well. I know we spoke last night, but just with a bit of reflection and obviously then looking ahead to Sunday, what are the lessons that you're taking into the weekend from the game last night?
I'm not thinking about the game at all. I know what I need to tell the girls today. I know what I need to prepare them for, and that's the only focus we're gonna have. Like I said yesterday, I parked that game, and now my only focus is how we're gonna make sure that we get the best performance we can have on Sunday and make the job done.
Obviously progressing in Europe as well. The team we're going to face sound like a team who might be happy to let us have more of the ball and maybe be quick on the counter. I'm just wondering about those transitions. How do you kind of shore up defensively and make sure that, like, I know we play attacking football, but that those are balanced?
I think it needs to we need to more be prepared of where we lose the ball, where we don't want to lose the ball. I think that's the main thing that we need to focus on because we still want to attack, we still want to score goals, but it's more about understanding that in these situations we don't want to lose the ball, and then also how do we react when we lose the ball. Obviously that's something that we're going to talk about, and let's see if they're going to let us have the ball or if they're going to go high against us. So we have we have we have we have looked at them a lot, so we should be prepared for both.
A couple of debuts last night as well. How are those new players fitting into the squad, and how much do you think our squad depth will be an advantage on Sunday?
It's always going to be an advantage. I mean, yes, I did 9 changes yesterday. You could also see the quality in the first half, especially. So we have quality enough to make sure that we can hurt them in different ways. And for me, obviously, like I'm gonna play the start 11 that I think can hurt them most and stop them from hurting us. So that's something that the main focus is. I know that I have a clear start 11 ahead for the Sunday game, but I also do know that I have players that can come and change the game.
And is there any player that we're not sure about at the moment that's unavailable? Is the squad fully fit? The ones we know about?
No, I think it's the same. It's Chloe Logan, Luana, and Chloe Craigie.
Lots of fixtures coming up. Is that fixture congestion, does that momentum allow you to kind of stay motivated because it's always on to the next thing?
Yes, probably. When you do put in a performance like what we put in last night, the best thing to do is go and play better in the next game, and we've got only 2 days to wait to do that. And if you can get on a roll, then the roll can continue, and if not, get even faster. So, a lot of games, yes, but a big squad that is more than capable of dealing with that. We just need to make sure that come Sunday we're ready, and then we build on what we do on Sunday.
And for you personally, we've had that consistent back three for a long time. You've had some newer faces around you recently. How's that impacted you, and how have you been working with that?
It's good, it was great having Amy on last night and giving her debut. She's a lovely person, a great part of the team, and I think unfortunately got a bit of a concussion when we were away, and since then has been a bit touch and go, but she trains very hard every day, young girl, and I think she thoroughly deserved the start last night and the chance to be part of the team for the first time. So yeah, it's at times consistency is good, but at other times people being able to get a rest or people coming in and giving a big challenge is good, because without challenge you can be complacent even if you don't mean to be. So it's good to have more faces around that can compete with us and push us to our best.
And I know I'm sure you won't be specific about this, but what's the kind of thing that you're going to be saying in the huddle on Sunday to the team?
Big secret. I don't know. I think the big thing for everybody in the next week is just being aware of the opposition's strengths, but also their weaknesses, and being very respectful. The Champions League is not an easy tournament to play in. We've learnt it the hard way over the past few years when we've been in it, and no matter what anybody thinks of the draw, I know for a fact that they will surprise people on Sunday. I do not expect it to be a walk in the park. They might give us the ball. It doesn't make it easy. Valerenga gave us the ball last year. Look at the end result of that game. So, you know, a lot of the message over the next week will be about focus, energy, and our commitment to the team. Because I think when we celebrate each other's mini wins, we feel really good about each other. We feel really good about ourselves, and I think we can hurt anybody. So, a few high-level messages, but I'm not giving you away what my actual huddle will be.
Elena, this must be the kind of, every coach talks about every game being the one they focus on, and the next game must be the one. If you have a chance to reflect, though, and I look forward to just being on the brink of something really special, does it change you in any way?
I think I said it before in a different interview, but for me, every game is something you look forward to, because for me, I want to make sure that I prepare the team the best possible way of how to win the game. And this is not going to change. The only difference is that we know that it's going to be 2 half times. It's going to be the first leg, the second leg, and it's about how to prepare the girls for that. And we also know the special occasion for these games. We know that we can get through group stage for the first time ever. We know that we can write history again. But for me as well, like, I don't know about Kelly, but I hope that you've been dreaming about having these chances, this opportunity. And for me personally, I want them to achieve that. I want them to live their dreams. And for that to be happening, I need to make sure that they're excited, they're hungry, and they're enjoying the moment, because we know that what pressure can do with players. But for me, it needs to be the opposite. It needs to be the hunger, the excitement. It needs to be so much bigger than thinking something else, because we have a great opportunity and I want to make sure that we take it.
What was your personal history with Champions League? If I asked you and said, what it meant to you, not just in a professional sense, because it's the elite level, also in a personal sense, maybe memories of it or thoughts about it, what would you answer?
Obviously, like, I've been a part of Champions League before as a player and as a coach, but for me it feels so much more special now, especially because I feel like my players that I have now is very special to me. I feel like the club is very special to me, so this whole experience feels so much more special than what I've experienced before. So I'm just looking forward to get to Sunday and get going and be ready for the challenge.
Thank you. Kelly, same question to you. I mean, I know you've played in it, you're now an elite professional footballer. But what do you have wee sort of personal memories of what the Champions League means to you, even as a fan as well as a player?
I think as a fan, it's probably one of the earliest memories of football that I have. It's a competition that you watch no matter who's playing. It could be 2 teams that you don't care about, but if it's on the TV, you put it on just because of what it is. I think back to watching the final with AC Milan and Liverpool. I don't know how old I'd have been at the time, so I couldn't tell you what year it was, but AC Milan being 3-0 up at half time and Liverpool coming back and winning it. I remember exactly where I was. I was at my dad's. I was with my dad and my brother. My dad was cooking. We thought the game was over. And before we knew it, the game wasn't over. And Liverpool went on to win it. So it's something that I think anybody that watches football is obsessed with. And I think, like what Elena says, as a player, it's just so special. I get goosebumps when I hear the anthem out here. I get goosebumps when I hear the anthem stood with the girls looking at the staff and at the crowd and about to kick a ball in the competition. I think last year before we walked out, the fans started singing for It's a Grand Old Team, and I'm not lying when I say I had tears in my eyes because of the history with Celtic in the Champions League. So a massive competition, and just again so special that we're talking about the chance to write history at a club who's all about their history. So yeah.
And you'd have got that feeling that we here on Wednesday night.
I was, yeah.
Well.
Yeah, it's pretty special on Wednesday night. Pretty special.
That was my first one. That was.
Was it?
Oof. Like being a part of that was
special.
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard anything quite like that before? It'd be good. A wee ambition might be to have we're going ahead of ourselves, of course, but there is a prospect if you do qualify of being here for games.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, that's obviously taken out of my hands, but it's something that you can only dream of. I know we can say that we're only 2 steps away from potentially making that dream come true, but it's 2 very big steps still to take before we can start speaking about anything like that.
Hi, Elena, Kelly, nice to meet you both. Elena, both legs of the Champions League matches will be played at home, we know that now. How much of an advantage is that for you and the team?
Obviously, if you look at the schedule we've had as well, like we had Montrose away yesterday, we have Montrose away on this Sunday next week again. So to save that travel is a big beneficial for us, advantage when it comes to being at home, recover at home, and they can be around their families and friends, and not only be in the bubble, which I think is an advantage. But the most important is that we have the best fans, and they give us so much energy. Look at Montrose yesterday. Sometimes I was like, the drum is too close to my ear, but to hear them scream, to always have them backing us up, it's an amazing feeling. And I just hope, seriously, when I say this, is I want more for them. I want more support for the girls. I want it to be even a higher hype around these 2 games, because what we can write is something special. And if you're a Celtic fan, make sure that you support the girls to achieve it. And that's my biggest advantage I can see, is if we can get that support for the girls on Sunday and Thursday. And I do wish that they do that.
Celtic have obviously already made history. You've done that multiple times by getting to this stage of the Champions League. We hope to see them progress further, and we'll certainly be supporting you. But should they do that, do you feel the squad's got enough depth going into the next period of domestic matches? There's a lot of fixtures coming up to perform in both competitions.
I mean, if you see at the squad now, yes, we have a lot of players. Yes, we have great quality, and that's the reason why I've been rotating, is to give them minutes to be ready for the challenge when the challenge comes. I know that you guys have been talking about we need consistency, we need this and we need that, but if I never changed, I would probably have more injuries today than I would. And for me, it's just about trying to make sure that everybody's ready for the challenge when the challenge comes. If I didn't rotate and do 9 changes in the start 11, I know that what we're gonna do today would not be possible. What we're gonna do tomorrow would not be possible. So, and in the end, I need to trust my players, that I brought them here for a reason. And for me, if we get through to group stage, we have 6 more games to look forward to, and a part of that, we have the league to focus on, we have the cups to focus on, because I'm gonna make sure that the players wants to compete in every game. The league is important, the cups are important, the Champions League is important, and then obviously coming back, every game is gonna be important. So I do believe that we have the depth in the squad to make sure that we can maintain the high level and the way we want to play football, and hopefully we can just try to win next games.
I just wanted to finally ask you, Shannon McGregor was included in the SWP of the team of the week. She scored the opening goal in the team's last Champions League game. We're now a good few matches into the season, so how welcome of an addition has she been to the team?
For me, when you look at new players coming in, you need to give them some time to adapt. You need to give them some time to find the connections with other players. And I feel like Shannon, she was not starting in the start. She's been working really hard where she is right now, and all credit to her. I knew what I saw before bringing her in. I knew what she could get to the team, and I think she's still in an age where she has so much more to grow. And I see a player that is going to be very important for us wherever she's going to play, and she's just going to get better. So I'm very, very happy with the steps she's been taking, and I'm looking forward about the steps she's going to take as well.
Thank you. And Kelly, can you just sum up how the team is feeling ahead of these Champions League games?
Well, I've not seen them today yet, so I don't actually really know. But I think the buzz after the wins over in Lithuania is probably enough for me to answer your question. You know, it meant a lot to the team to get that win in the second game. There is a real buzz about everybody. We know that it's massive. We like playing in big games, and it gives us another 2 big games to play in. And you know, we always speak about how much we loved winning the league last year, and you know, we still talk about the celebrations and all that. So I think just in general there's such a hunger to have more moments like that, to make more history together, and to get something to celebrate, because there is nothing better than celebrating with your teammates who, when you spend so much time with, become genuinely just a group of best pals. So you know, the excitement is real, and we just need to channel it in the right way going into the games.
And I think anyone that's a Celtic fan knows of your contributions to the team over the years. But for you as a captain, what does it mean going out to this game on Sunday?
You know, it's actually something that I've thought about the last couple of days, because the first ever time I played in the Champions League, I had to stop myself from crying in the changing room before the game. It was just, I don't know, there's just something about it. So when we were over in Trondheim, I think it was, about to play against Levante, in the dressing room I borderline got emotional. I've worked on not getting emotional since then, and realised that I kind of need to practice anything that I'm going to say before I say it, so it won't be the first time that I say the huddle on Sunday when I say it to the girls. I'll have said it multiple times before, because I just think, you know, I always speak about my time at the club and watching the guys do things and how much it makes you want to do it, and I've watched them play in the Champions League, and I've listened to that roar when the Champions League anthem comes on, and you crave doing it yourself. You know, I know every fan out there craves doing it, but the reality is I'm actually in a position that I can do it. So it just, I don't know, it just means everything. It's a competition that is a genuine reminder that you are the champions of your league. So it's nice to play in anyway, because we did something well last year. But you know, to mix with the best teams in Europe is huge, and you know, yeah, I will need to talk myself out of the emotions before Sunday, so that it doesn't affect my performance, and I can be the calming influence I need to be on the girls.
Hi guys, how you doing? Elena, can I just ask you about what you were thinking about? See, just the moments on Wednesday when you were at the Champions League game, and the music's going and the place is absolutely rocking. It was particularly loud on Wednesday night. What are you thinking just around those moments about bringing that kind of thing to the women's team?
Well, first of all, I was just thinking, wow, because it was a great atmosphere. It was obviously great football. But for me, thinking about, for me, I just got excited for Sunday, to be honest. I got excited to try to do something together with the women's team. And for me, like I said, it's nothing that I just think about, it's never going to be how the men's atmosphere is, because that's going to be a bit hard to get. But I do want to make sure that we have us coming to group stage will give us more fans supporting us into what we're actually trying to do. Because if we can create that kind of atmosphere or similar atmosphere in our games, I think for me it will mean everything, because I know that they will enjoy it more and they will get more support, and hopefully I'll get more happy because they will perform better as well.
I know when you came back from the first round, you had put Celtic's name up with all the teams that qualified for round 2, just to show the players the kind of company that they were in. What would it do for Celtic as a club to go one further and be part of a very elite bracket at group stage level?
I mean, obviously when I came here, I said that I wanted to do something special, and I wanted to make sure that we are a part, obviously dominating domestically and then challenging out in Europe. And if we get to the group stage, that's exactly what we're gonna do. But also, I I think when I showed that picture, I think many of the players got overwhelmed and felt like, whoa, wow. And I think for me, just like I don't want them only to dream. I want them to accomplish, and I want them to experience it, because I've said it to many players before, I've coached before, or players that I coach now, you have a name, but that name will become something when you get that moment. And for me, I just want them for the players to achieve that and live their dream. But as a club, looking forward to what we want to do, it gives us more hunger to get even more successful. So I would say those things.
When it is as close as this, there's obviously a particular kind of pressure that goes with the games. And I know you had said in the aftermath of the tournament out in Lithuania that maybe just managing those moments of anxiety within a game is necessary for any team that wants to get to the top level. Is that something you've had to work on this week?
I think that's something that we always try to work on when it comes to moments that, let's say that they change something that we're not really ready to face, is then how do we adapt to it and how do we control it? Because there's going to be moments in the game that we're not going to be in control with, or they have momentum in the games, but then we need to control our feelings and how we adapt to that situation. And as long as the team is together in it without panicking or feeling stressed, I think that's the moments that we need to take care of and be calm about. So yeah, that's gonna be a challenge, and it's always gonna be a challenge, because that's momentum that we need to try to handle and face.
Have you had a good luck message from Brendan?
I think it will come soon. We always send good luck to each other, so I know it's going to come soon, hopefully.
Kelly, can I just ask you, you've spoken about the emotion around these games, but is part of that emotion down to the fact that as captain of this team, that you are within the fabric of leaving a very lasting legacy for another generation?
Not really something that I've thought of, to be honest. I think the biggest legacy I can ever leave is that we're professional. We were so far from that when I first came in, and still when people ask me what my biggest achievement is, I know winning the league was amazing, winning the cups is amazing, what we're doing just now is amazing, but for the club to have gone professional in my time as captain and probably will forever be the biggest achievement ever, because it's changed lives and will continue to change lives. I'm delighted that girls can play for Celtic as a career now, but everything that we do everything that we've done so far is started to write the history of the club from the women's side. The men's side goes years and years and years back. We're obviously still quite young, and getting to the group stages, I feel like I keep saying this, but this genuinely is probably finally the last thing that I could possibly tick off. We've won all 3 cups, we've now got through the first round, the team is professional. On a personal level, I've played for Scotland, and I do think that this genuinely is about the last thing that I could do. If I wasn't to do it, I would still look back on my time as captain with great pride, but I would absolutely love to do it, and we genuinely are pretty close, albeit we need to put in 2 massive performances. So yeah, I don't know, I don't think that adds to my emotion, but I think just my hunger to do well for the club is the reason that I'll feel any sort of emotion going into the game, because it's been a huge part of my life for so long, and I love it, I'm obsessed with it, and I want to win every game that I play for the club. So yeah, I don't think it adds to it, but it would be nice to add to my list.
It would also feel like just taking the modern Celtic women's team into a final step, into an almost final stratosphere of being part of an elite bracket.
Yeah, and I think elite's probably the right word. The guys obviously have played in the Champions League more often than not since I came and that is what you always hear them say, competing against the elite. And when you speak about big clubs in Europe, Celtic is always a name that gets mentioned. So I think from the women's side, for us to get through to the group stages would put the women's side in that bracket with the other women's departments at other big clubs as well. So, yeah, it's fairly big, can't lie, and it would be amazing for our badge to be up there like it was on the screen when Elena showed us the other day, but as part of the group stages.
Will you sleep on Saturday night?
Yes.
I hope I'll sleep. No, I definitely will sleep. It's been a busy week. I don't think I'll have any problem sleeping. I'll actually probably nap quite a bit on Saturday during the day as well, just to make sure that I have every bit of energy that I possibly can have, because it's an early kick-off, so I can't exactly get a long lie on Sunday.
Sounds good, yeah. Elena, just on a personal level, just how much would it mean to you to take Celtic to the group stages?
I think obviously it will mean a lot when it comes to what I'm trying to do for the girls and for the club, for the team, for the staff. Yeah, it will mean the world.
And just if I can ask you again quickly, what type of challenge are you expecting from the opposition?
I've said it. I think obviously it's not going to be easy, since I think that team has been playing together for a long time. They know each other really well. They've been through this time, like they've been in this situation before as well. They're a very hardworking team that works for each other. They're good at transitions, and for me, it's going to be a challenge, and we just need to make sure that we exploit what we need to exploit, and obviously we need to stop what they're trying to do and what they're good at.
And Kelly, just quickly, how much of an advantage do you think playing both of these games at home will be for Celtic, and just how much does that mean to you that you're getting to play both these games at home as captain?
It's really nice. It means all my family can come and watch for a start. Travelling to some of the places that we've played in isn't the easiest, so to give the people that haven't managed to travel in the past the chance to come and see me in person is nice from a personal point of view. I think with regards to the home advantage, Elena's already touched on it, but having the fans there for both games, hopefully in numbers, is obviously huge for us. They always travel anyway, and they're usually loud. I think they sounded like a crowd of about 1,000 is what I got told from the games over in Lithuania that were streamed. So they do a great job, but it would be great for us and for them to have more people joining them with a great chance. I think we just need to be a bit wary. Obviously, us playing at home twice is brilliant, but I assume Vorskla will speak about how they can use that to motivate them as well. I know that if we were in that situation, we would be speaking about not letting it affect us and using it as motivation as well. They're obviously going through a tough time back home, which is why both games are here. And I 100%, if I was in that change room, would be speaking about doing everything that we can to put a smile on the faces of some of the people that are back in Ukraine and going through what they're going through. So yes, it's an advantage. Yes, we should have a crowd that are right behind us, and we usually play well when that is the case. We get energy from that, but I know what we would be speaking about if we were on the other end of this, and I know that they will also try and use it to their advantage. So we need to make sure that we use it to our advantage a lot more, but it's worth being wary that they're not exactly going to sit and feel sorry for themselves that we're at home both games. I absolutely do not expect them to walk out terrified of the atmosphere. They've probably been looking at what to expect, and they'll be fully aware. And like I say, they'll not sit down because they're away from home. I don't expect them to have any sympathy for themselves over it.